Hey guys, Sunday follow-up video from August 11th, 2024, over the text Luke 12, 1 through 12. In that sermon, we talked for a second about fear and how fear is not this emotion that you need to subdue and just get rid of or ignore or medicate. Fear is a check engine light. It's a little blinking light in your emotional system, spiritual system, telling you something is wrong. So when you think of it that way, the goal is to listen to your fear so that you can figure out what's not working right. And again, fear will tell you two things. The first thing it'll tell you is, what do you love? And the second thing it'll tell you is, where is your hope? So I want to talk about how you can listen to fear and better understand what's going on and maybe better deal with it. And this is kind of some basics in biblical counseling as well. So let's start with, how does fear show me what I love? And the simple answer is, when we're feeling afraid, it's because something we care about is threatened. Something we care about is under attack. And we're fearful because we love that thing. If we didn't love it, if we didn't care about it, if it didn't have value to us, we wouldn't be afraid. So let's use the classic example of a playground bully in elementary school. Why, if a bully comes up and says, hey, I'm going to beat you up after school and you're in third grade, is that so terrifying? What is it that you love? And the answer would be, I love not getting beaten up. I love my health. I love feeling healthy. I love feeling good. And pain scares me. Again, why? Because my health is under attack. So that could be one reason. Maybe for somebody else, though, it's the idea of getting beaten up in front of a whole bunch of people is so embarrassing and scary because of the shame that could come. What do you love in that situation? Well, you love your reputation. You love your pride. You love not being embarrassed in front of all those other people. If you did not care about those things, you wouldn't feel fear. It just wouldn't happen. But because you love something, you're afraid when it gets put under attack. Now, the second half of this is, where is my hope? When we're afraid, reflexively, it's a reflex to put your hope in something, okay? So whenever you're afraid, the first thing is like, okay, what do I love? And the second thing is, and where is my hope? When that thing is under a threat, where do I put my hope? So let's go back to the playground analogy, the bully. If your hope is in your ability to fight, okay, but you have zero confidence in your ability to fight, then it's even more terrifying because you feel like, I don't have any hope besides my own ability to fight and I'm not going to win. So the thing you're threatened is under attack and your hope is hopeless. You have no hope in this. And so that's terrifying. But let's say your hope is a teacher, then you might be afraid of that bully, but as long as you're near a teacher, you're not scared, okay? Then when the teacher's gone, that thing that you had your hope in is gone, now you're scared again, right? And let's say you had a big brother who said, hey, I'm gonna walk with you to class, I'm gonna walk with you out of class, and if that bully shows up, I'm gonna beat up the bully. And you have a lot of confidence that your big brother can take care of you. Again, you might be a little scared, but there's this peace, there's this comfort that comes from having an older brother that you're confident can take care of the bully. So this is fear. It simultaneously shows you two things. What do I love? And where is my hope? And then you can kind of even dig into that hope a little bit and say, and am I sure about my hope or am I unsure about my hope? And what's really cool is, back to Jesus's point throughout this portion in Luke, is that God is supposed to be our greatest fear. God's supposed to be our greatest love, right? If the thing that I love more than breathing, if the thing that I love more than life is God, well then he can never be taken from me. There's no threat that could ever separate me from him, and there's a peace that comes from that, right? Simultaneously, let's say God is your highest love, but you're still afraid of getting beat up. You still care about your health. Well, where is your hope? Is your hope in God to be able to protect you, rescue you, take care of you, or not? Maybe you're scared to hope in God because sometimes he does let suffering come our way. That happens as well. But back to, what do we love most? Do we love God more? Do we love our health? And so you can begin to pull apart your fear and see that the Bible's answer to dealing with your fear is radically different than anything we would see in the world. The world would say, avoid this, medicate that, deal with these past traumas, and all of that is good and right. I'm not saying any of that's wrong, but I'm saying this, that the Bible's antidote to fear is worship. It is let God be above all the love of your life, and let your hope in him be the assurance that brings you through trial. Not that God's going to get rid of trials, but your hope is actually in a God who is with you in the fire and will bring you through the fire and will bring good out of the fire. That's our hope. And when God's our love and we hope in him that way, that's our peace that passes understanding in the midst of our fears. So that's a little bit of biblical wisdom for you as you think about fear. Always let it tell you, where is my hope, right? What do I love? And then say, hey, man, are there some things I need to let go of in that so that God can be enthroned here? And then wait on the peace that he brings in your circumstances. So there you go. Have a good one, guys.